Good morning and welcome to today's math lesson. Today is May 29th, 2020. Isn't it weird that it's going to be June already? I felt like the year had just started and it's becoming the shortest year ever. The expectations are always the same. Make sure you're watching the video carefully, complete all assignments, and check any additional resources that I posted. And make sure once you receive the email that's telling your score, review the feedback and reattempt if you are scoring less than 70%. In this lesson, you will need a pencil, papers, and a calculator. For the warm-up, you are going to match the dot plot with a correct description. Remember, if the tail is on the left, the dot plot is left skewed, and if the tail is on the right, then it is right skewed. Today we are going to relate the measure of center to a distribution. And just to recap the measure of central tendencies, we learned three different ways. The first one is the mean, which is the average that we add all the values and then divide it by the number of items. And then we have a median, which is the value in the middle. We can retrieve the median by arranging the values from least to greatest, and then identify the middle value. Lastly, we have mode, which is the number that appears most often. So we have mean, median, and mode, which is three different measures of central tendency. We also have learned about the shape of a set of data, or what we call it, the data distribution. The dot plot can be symmetrical or skewed. If most of the data is near the center of the range, then the shape is symmetrical. However, if it has a tail on the left, like this image, the shape is left skewed. And if the tail on the right, then the shape is right skewed. So we are going to learn how the skewed can be related to the measure of center or central tendency. How the skew will relate it to mean, median, and mode. So let's look at the first example. The dot plot shows the daily pocket money of a group of students. Each dot represents one student. So first, let's count how many students are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students receive $1 per day. And then we have 4 students who got $2 per day. We have 3 students who receive $3 per day. 1 student received $4 per day, and 1 student received $6 per day. So in total, there are 15 students in this data set. The first question asks, what is the mean daily pocket money? So in order to find the mean, we are going to add all the values and then divide it by 15, which is the number of items. So let's start off by remember that when you have a dot plot, you have to multiply the value and the frequency and the value in order to get the whole picture of the data. Remember that this is not just 6, it's 6 people who earn $1 each. So if you write it out, it will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6 times. However, we can conclude that 6 times 1 is 6. So now first digit is 6, and like this one is actually $2 4 times. So it would be 2, 2, 2, 2. 2 times 4 is 8, and it's the same thing. If we add 2 4 times, we get 8. Now there are 3 people with $3 each. So the next one is 3. If we add 3 times, we will get 9. So it's the same as 3 times 3 equals 9. Then one person with 4. So if we add 4 1 times, 4 times 1 is 4. and then one person received $6. So 6 times 1 is 6. This way, we just did the same thing as adding all the values in the set. So 6 plus 8 plus 9 plus 4 plus 6. I get $33, and remember we are dividing it by 15 students. So now we have 33 divided by 15. Take your calculator, get 2.2. So the mean daily pocket money is $2.20. So this is the mean. Let's look at the next question and just keep the mean in mind. What is the model daily pocket money? And remember, model is the adjective for mode. So what is the mode in the data set? And mode usually refers to the most popular value or the number that appear most frequently. So from the dot plot, you can see that because 1 has 6 frequencies, so the mode is $1. So take notes, keep that in mind. And the next question asks, what is the median daily pocket money? Now, because there are 15 students, the number in the middle is 8, because there should be 7 students in the front and then 7 students in the back, right? So the value is in the value in the middle is number 8. So I can cross out the first 7 and conclude that the 8th value is $2. So the median in this case is also $2. Again, to find the median, you're finding the value in the middle. Since there are 15 people, the value in the middle is the 8th person. And when I arrange it from least to greatest, the first 7 people are out. And then the 8th person is the person in the middle. And then the last 7 people also didn't count as the median. So my median is $2. Now that we have all the information, the question will ask which measure of Central Tennessee best describes the data set. We have $2.2 for mean, we have $2 for median, and the mode was $1 because the mode is the most popular number. So in this case, notice that the mode is different from the mean and the median because the data is skewed. The mode is $1, but it represents only 6 of the 15 students, so it's not describing this data very well. On the other hand, the mean is $2.20 and the median is $2. So both of these numbers, we can use them to describe this set of data. The mean takes into account the students who have more pocket monies or the students who are on the right side of the data set or the dot plot. But the median better describe what most students have in pocket money, which is $2. So please take a moment to jot this down because this is how you would describe what measure of Central Tennessee best describe the data set. In this case, because mode only represents the extreme part of the data set, is not the best way to describe the data. So the mean and the median, you can use one of them to describe. And notice that the mean is a little more than the median because the data is less skewed. Lastly, the question will ask you to relate the measure of center to the shape of data distribution. What I want you to remember is that the measure is just the three things that we learned. So the measures of center is the mean, median, or mode. And the shape of data distribution is the three things that I remind you about. It's either symmetrical, right skew, or left skew. Now we have the data that is right skewed because the tail is to the right, and we have mean of 2.2, median of 2, and mode of $1. So what you can say is the shape of the data distribution is skewed to the right. This data is right skewed. You can say that the mean gives more weight to the values on the right than the median does, because there's the extremities or the extreme values to the right. So it caused the mean to be placed to the right of the median. What does it mean by that? Well, on the number line, you will see that 2.2, which is our mean, is to the right of the median, which is 2. That is because the data distribution is right skewed. So you can say that the mean is to the right of the median because the data is right skewed. Okay, so let's look at the next task that you will have to do. So this dot plot shows the result of a survey on the number of children below 13 years old in each household. Each dot represents one household. So first you will have to count how many households there are. And then you're finding the mean, mode, and median of the data set. Remember to find the mean, you're multiplying the value with the frequency, and then you add them all up and divide it by the total number of household. So the total dots. And then for the median, you're finding the middle value since there are 5, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. Since there are 15 households, the median is the 8th value in the data set. So cross it out. And then the mode would be the number that appear most often, or the most frequency, which is 0. The 8th value is 1. So you're going to find the mean, median, and mode, and then you're going to explain which measure of central tendency best describes the data set, mean, median, or mode, and justify your answer. And then relates the measure of center to the shape of data distribution. What do you notice? Which is the mean to the right or to the left of the median? What does it talk? What does it mean by that? What does the data distribution have to do with that? You can look at the other two slides before as the example of how you can write it out. So question D right here, example D, you can use it for question number 7, and then the answer to part E, you can use it for question number 8. I'm going to pause the video for a moment so you can answer these questions, and I'll be right back.